What if I told you that this Wednesday, December 25th, 2025, isn't just another day on the calendar, but a divine appointment that could completely transform the trajectory of your entire week? Think about it for a moment. Have you ever noticed how some weeks seem to flow effortlessly with favor and breakthrough, while others feel like an uphill battle from Monday morning until Sunday night? The difference isn't coincidence, and it certainly isn't luck. What you're about to discover in the next few minutes might completely shift how you approach not just this week, but every week that follows. Right now, in this very moment, there's a spiritual battle being waged over your upcoming days. The enemy has already assigned specific attacks against your peace, your finances, your relationships, and your purpose. But here's what most people don't realize. Before those attacks can manifest in the natural realm, they can be completely shut down through the atomic power of prayer. And that's exactly what we're going to do together today. But before we begin, please hit the like button and let me know where in the world you're watching from today. It's always fascinating seeing who's joining us from around the world. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. Has this ever happened to you? You start a new week with optimism and determination, only to face unexpected obstacles, delays, financial pressures, or conflicts that seem to appear out of nowhere? You're not imagining it. These aren't random occurrences. They're strategically timed assignments designed to derail your progress and steal your joy. But what if you could intercept these attacks before they even reach your doorstep? What if you could activate supernatural protection and miracle flow that would carry you through every single day with divine favor and unprecedented breakthrough? This Wednesday marks the beginning of something extraordinary. According to Psalm 118:24, this is the day the Lord has made, and we are called to rejoice and be glad in it. But it goes deeper than simple gratitude. This is a covenant day, divinely scheduled on heaven's calendar for your protection, your advancement, and your victory. When we understand the authority given to us in Matthew 18:18, we realize that whatever we bind on earth is bound in heaven, and whatever we loose on earth is loosed in heaven. That means right now, in this moment, we have the spiritual authority to bind every assignment of darkness sent against this week and loose divine order, supernatural alignment, and complete victory. Stay with me until the end of this video, because we're not just going to talk about protection and breakthrough. We're going to actively decree it, declare it, and seal it over your life. The resistance you may have felt recently wasn't a sign of failure. It was actually proof that something powerful is trying to break through in your life. The enemy never wastes energy attacking what has no value or potential. The very fact that you're facing resistance means you're on the verge of a major breakthrough. And today, we're going to push through that final barrier together. What's about to unfold in this prayer isn't casual or passive. This is warfare prayer with atomic power designed to completely dismantle every obstacle standing between you and the breakthrough you've been believing for. Now, I want to go even deeper into this understanding, because what I'm about to share could fundamentally shift your entire perspective on spiritual resistance and divine protection. Think about the challenges you faced this past week, the frustrations, the setbacks, the moments when nothing seemed to go according to plan. Most people interpret these experiences as signs of failure or evidence that they're moving in the wrong direction. But what if I told you the exact opposite is true? What if those very struggles were actually confirmation that you're precisely where you need to be, doing exactly what threatens the kingdom of darkness most? This is the hidden truth that changes everything about how we navigate difficult seasons. If you want more prayers like this that actually work, hit that subscribe button right now. We're building a community that walks in real spiritual authority, and you need to be part of it. The reality is this: the enemy operates with calculated strategy. He doesn't waste resources attacking people who pose no threat to his agenda. He doesn't invest energy in disrupting lives that have no kingdom impact or destiny potential. When you begin experiencing unusual resistance, unexpected obstacles, or intensified spiritual warfare, it's not because you're failing. it's because something powerful is about to break through in your life, and the enemy is making a desperate attempt to stop it before manifestation occurs. Your resistance isn't a sign to retreat. It's a signal to press forward with even greater intensity. According to 2 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 4, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, not natural, not limited to human strength or strategy. They are mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. This means we're not fighting with physical force or worldly tactics. We're operating in a dimension where spiritual authority trumps every natural circumstance. Today isn't about observing the battle from a distance or hoping things somehow work out. Today is about ending the battle completely, decisively, and permanently through the atomic power of declared prayer. And this starts with a fundamental transformation in your mindset and identity. You need to see yourself the way heaven sees you, not the way circumstances have been trying to define you. Right now, in this moment, I need you to declare something out loud with me. Say this with conviction. I am covered. I am protected. I am untouchable. This week. These aren't empty words or wishful thinking. This is a prophetic decree that activates Psalm 91 verse 1, which promises that whoever dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. When you position yourself in that secret place of intimate connection with God, you enter a realm of supernatural protection that no weapon, no attack, no strategy of darkness can penetrate. The shadow of the Almighty becomes your covering, your shield, your impenetrable fortress throughout every moment of this week. This journey we're on together isn't just about getting through another week. It's about establishing a pattern of supernatural living where divine protection and miracle flow become your normal experience rather than occasional exceptions. The impact of what happens in these next few minutes will extend far beyond today, creating a spiritual precedent for how you walk through every week that follows. If this resonates with you, write in the comments, I am covered and protected. Now, I want to go even deeper into something most people never fully grasp about spiritual authority. You see, protection isn't passive. It's not about hiding in a corner hoping nothing bad happens to you. True divine protection is active, aggressive, and atmospheric. When you understand this shift in perspective, everything changes about how you approach each week. What do I mean by atmospheric authority? Think of it this way. Every week has an atmosphere, a spiritual climate that influences everything happening within it. Just like natural weather patterns affect your daily activities, spiritual atmospheres determine whether your week flows with clarity and breakthrough or gets clouded with confusion and delay. The hidden truth that most believers miss is this. You don't have to accept whatever atmosphere shows up. You have been given authority to take control of the atmosphere itself and shape the spiritual climate of your entire week. Right now, we're taking authority over the complete atmosphere of this week. We're silencing confusion before it even has a chance to speak. We're rebuking delay before it can slow down your progress. We're canceling fear before it can paralyze your decisions. This is the behind-the-scenes spiritual work that creates visible natural results. When the atmosphere is clear, everything flows differently. Opportunities appear that were previously hidden. Doors open that seemed permanently locked. Resources show up from unexpected sources. This isn't magic or coincidence. It's the natural outcome of establishing the right spiritual atmosphere through prophetic declaration. Isaiah 54 verse 17 gives us an unshakable promise. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Notice it doesn't say weapons won't be formed. The enemy will still try to create weapons, devise strategies, and launch attacks. But the promise is that none of them will prosper. None of them will succeed. None of them will accomplish their intended purpose. And here's the part people often overlook. Every tongue that rises against you in judgment is condemned. This covers not just physical attacks, but verbal assaults, false accusations, gossip, slander, and negative words spoken against your character or destiny. Every single one of them is condemned and rendered powerless. But we're not stopping at defense. We're moving into complete enemy defeat. Deuteronomy 28, verse 7. reveals something powerful about the pattern of divine victory. Your enemies may rise against you one way, coming at you with a single coordinated attack, but they will flee before you 7 ways, scattered in complete confusion and panic. This is the transformation from being pursued to becoming the pursuer, from being under attack to watching your adversaries run in terror from your very presence. Right now, we're decreeing panic in enemy camps. Every strategy formed against you is falling apart. Every scheme designed to trap you is collapsing. Every plot meant to delay your breakthrough is unraveling. At the same time, we're commanding precision in your steps. You will be at the right place at the right time. You will make the right decisions at critical moments. You will speak the right words in important conversations. Your journey through this week isn't left to chance or luck. It's being divinely orchestrated with supernatural precision, and every step you take is being ordered by heaven itself. This is the kind of transformation in spiritual warfare that creates lasting impact, not just temporary relief. The revelations you're receiving right now are shifting your entire approach to spiritual authority. If you're feeling this shift happening inside you, type in the comments, "My week is secured." Now I want to go even deeper into what it means to establish covenant protection over your life. You see, there's a fundamental difference between hoping for protection and establishing it through covenant authority. One is passive and uncertain, the other is active and absolute. When you understand the mechanics of covenant, you step into a dimension of security that transcends circumstances. Psalm 91 verse 2 gives us the framework for this covenant declaration. It says, "I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in Him I will trust." Notice the personal pronouncement, "I will say." This isn't about what someone else declares over you or what you wish would be true. This is about what you personally speak and establish through your own voice. When you declare the Lord as your refuge and fortress, you're not making a suggestion or expressing a hope. You're activating a covenant that has already been written, sealed, and guaranteed by heaven itself. The transformation that happens in this moment is profound. Your entire week becomes surrounded by the fire of God. Not a natural fire that consumes and destroys, but a supernatural fire that protects and purifies. This divine fire creates an impenetrable barrier around every aspect of your life. Every entrance point into your week is guarded. Every exit point is sealed. Nothing unauthorized can enter your space, and nothing valuable can be stolen from you. This is the hidden truth about divine security that changes the entire trajectory of how your week unfolds. But here's where it gets even more practical and powerful. This protection isn't limited to some abstract spiritual realm. It extends into every physical location and situation you encounter. Think about your journey through a typical week. You move through different spaces, interact in various environments, and navigate multiple contexts. Each one of those spaces now comes under divine security. Every doorway you walk through, whether at home, work, or anywhere else, is covered. Every roadway you travel, whether in your car, on public transportation, or on foot, is protected. Your workplace, your classroom, your office, every building you enter, every hospital visit, every appointment, every meeting, every single location becomes a secure zone under heaven's surveillance. This isn't about micromanaging your life through paranoia or fear. It's about establishing peace through comprehensive coverage. When you know that divine guardianship follows you everywhere you go, it fundamentally shifts your mindset. You don't walk into situations wondering if you're safe. You walk in with confidence, knowing that supernatural security has already been activated. The impact of this revelation on your daily decisions is remarkable. You move with boldness instead of hesitation. You engage with clarity instead of confusion. You operate from a position of authority instead of anxiety. This is the behind-the-scenes spiritual reality that creates visible peace and tangible breakthrough in your natural circumstances. When every space is covered, every moment is guarded, and every movement is protected, You're free to focus on your purpose instead of defending against potential problems. If this revelation is settling into your spirit right now, write in the comments. Every space is covered. Now, I want to go even deeper into one of the most powerful yet underutilized aspects of divine protection: favor. Most people think of protection only in defensive terms, like avoiding harm or escaping danger. But there's an offensive dimension to protection that completely transforms your experience, and it's called favor. When favor surrounds you as a shield, you're not just safe from harm. You're positioned for supernatural advantage in every situation you encounter. Psalm 5 verse 12 reveals this incredible promise. The Lord blesses the righteous and surrounds them with favor as with a shield. Think about what a shield does. It doesn't just block attacks. It creates a protective barrier that allows the warrior to advance confidently into battle. In the same way, favor creates an invisible force field around your life that doesn't just keep bad things out. It draws good things in. It opens doors that were previously locked. It creates opportunities that didn't exist before. It positions you for breakthrough in places where others experience roadblocks. Right now, we're activating favor over every conversation you'll have this week. The words you speak will carry unusual weight and influence. People will listen to you differently. Your ideas will be received with unexpected enthusiasm. Even difficult conversations that you've been dreading will turn in your favor. We're decreeing favor over every decision you need to make, both major and minor. You won't be paralyzed by confusion or second-guessing. Clarity will come at exactly the right moment, and the choices you make will produce better outcomes than you anticipated. This favor extends into every meeting, whether professional or personal, planned or spontaneous. You will walk into rooms and immediately sense that the atmosphere is working for you rather than against you. But here's the hidden truth that creates the most remarkable transformation. Favor shows up in unexpected places. Not just where you're looking for it, but in situations you never even thought to pray about. Divine favor has a way of surprising you in the most unlikely moments, creating impact far beyond what you could orchestrate through your own effort or strategy. Now, alongside this shield of favor, we're taking authority over every potential accident, mishap, error, and sudden calamity that might try to interrupt your week. This is where the behind-the-scenes spiritual warfare becomes intensely practical. We're not just hoping nothing bad happens. We're actively canceling every ambush, every trap, every unseen danger that has been strategically positioned along your path. And here's what makes this so powerful. When you take authority over enemy plans, they don't just fail. They backfire. What the enemy intended to use to harm you becomes the very thing that exposes his schemes and strengthens your position. The trap meant to catch you catches him instead. The weapon formed to destroy you becomes evidence of divine protection that builds your faith even stronger. This is the kind of proactive spiritual warfare that shifts your entire journey from reactive survival mode to confident advancement. If you're ready to walk in this level of favor and protection, type in the comments, "Favor surrounds me." Now I want to go even deeper into a dimension of protection that most people never tap into because they simply don't realize it's available to them. We're talking about angelic assignment and enforcement. This isn't some mystical concept reserved for special occasions or elite believers. This is a covenant promise activated through your faith and declaration right now. Psalm 91 verse 11 makes an extraordinary statement. He shall give his angels charge over you to keep you in all your ways. Notice the comprehensiveness of that promise. Not just in some of your ways, not just in the big important moments, but in all your ways. Every journey you take, every task you perform, every interaction you have, angelic beings are assigned to oversee and protect. The hidden truth here is that heaven operates with military precision. Angels don't randomly wander around hoping to help someone. They receive specific assignments. And right now, we're activating those assignments over your entire week. Angels are being assigned to oversee your sleep. That means no night terrors, No restless tossing, no spiritual attacks while you're vulnerable and unconscious. Your sleep becomes protected, restorative, and supernaturally refreshing. Angels are assigned to your travel, whether you're commuting to work, running errands, or taking longer trips. Every road you drive becomes a protected pathway. Every flight you take is secured by heaven's surveillance. Angels are standing watch over your assignments, the tasks and responsibilities you carry. When you're working on important projects or navigating complex situations, you're not figuring it out alone. Angelic intelligence is providing insight and wisdom beyond your natural understanding. And here's what creates the deepest peace. Angels are standing watch over your children and household members. Every person connected to your life comes under this same supernatural guardianship. The transformation in your mindset when you grasp this reality is remarkable. You stop carrying the weight of trying to protect everything and everyone through your own limited ability. You recognize that heaven's resources are engaged on your behalf, working behind the scenes in ways you'll never fully see but will consistently experience the impact of. But even with all this protection in place, there's one enemy that tries to undermine everything: fear. Fear is insidious because it doesn't need actual danger to be present. It operates on anticipation, on what-if scenarios, on imagined worst-case outcomes. That's why we're taking authority right now over every spirit of fear, anxiety, heaviness, and anticipation of bad news. 2 Timothy 1 verse 7 gives us the foundation. God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. If God didn't give it to you, you don't have to receive it or carry it. Right now, soundness is being restored to your thoughts. Your mind won't race with worst-case scenarios or spiral into panic. Stability is being established in your emotions. You won't be tossed back and forth by circumstances or overwhelmed by feelings you can't control. Strength is being renewed in your spirit so you can face this week with confidence, clarity, and unshakable peace. If you're experiencing this shift from fear to faith right now, write in the comments, "I have a sound mind." Now, I want to go even deeper into something that directly affects your ability to function and fulfill your purpose this week: your physical health and strength. You see, the enemy understands that if he can't stop you spiritually, he'll try to sideline you physically. Sickness, fatigue, unexplained weakness. These aren't always random biological events. Sometimes they're strategic attacks designed to keep you from operating at full capacity during critical moments. Right now, we're taking authority over every form of sickness trying to infiltrate your week. This includes the obvious things like viruses, infections, and acute illnesses, but it also covers the subtle attacks, the persistent headaches that cloud your thinking, the exhaustion that drains your motivation, the physical discomfort that distracts you from your assignments. We're not just hoping you stay healthy. We're commanding strength to manifest in your body. Your physical frame is being decreed to align with heaven's original design for you. 3 John verse 2 gives us a powerful revelation about God's intention for our well-being. Beloved, I wish above all things that you prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers. Notice that divine health isn't an afterthought or a bonus. It's connected to your overall prosperity and spiritual growth. When your body functions according to heaven's blueprint, everything else flows better. Your decisions become clearer. Your energy levels support your ambitions. Your physical vitality matches your spiritual vision. Right now, divine immunity is being activated over your body. Not just natural immune system function, though that's certainly enhanced, but supernatural preservation that goes beyond what medical science can explain. You're being protected from sudden attacks, unexpected health crises, and emergency situations that try to derail your week before it even gets momentum. This is the hidden truth about divine health. It's not just about feeling good, it's about maintaining the physical capacity to fulfill your purpose without interruption. But individual protection is only part of the equation. Your household needs the same level of coverage because attacks against your family create emotional and spiritual distraction even when you're personally protected. That's why Psalm 91 verse 10 becomes so critical. No evil shall befall you, nor shall any plague come near your dwelling. This promise extends beyond your personal space into your entire household. Your home becomes a sanctuary, a protected zone where family members are covered under the same covenant authority you're walking in. Complete coverage is now sealed over your house and everyone in it. This isn't abstract or theoretical. It's a tangible spiritual reality that creates practical results. Peace settles into your home environment. Health is preserved among family members. Safety surrounds your loved ones, whether they're at home or away. The transformation this creates in your overall peace of mind is profound because you're not constantly worried about what might happen to those you care about most. If you're claiming this complete household protection right now, type in the comments, "My household is covered." Now, I want to go even deeper into what creates the foundation for all this protection we've been activating. There's a place of intimacy with God that most believers know about, but few actually inhabit consistently. It's called the secret place, and it's mentioned in Psalm 91 verse 1. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. This isn't just poetic language. It's describing a spiritual position that determines your level of protection and breakthrough. The word dwell is significant here. It doesn't mean occasional visits or brief encounters. Dwelling suggests permanent residence, consistent habitation, a lifestyle of abiding in God's presence rather than just showing up during crisis moments. When you dwell in the secret place, you're not exposed to every spiritual attack that's launched into the atmosphere. You're not vulnerable to every scheme the enemy devises. You're not uncovered and defenseless against the strategies of darkness. Instead, you're fully protected, completely surrounded, entirely shielded by the shadow of the Almighty. Think about what a shadow represents. It indicates proximity. You can't be under someone's shadow unless you're close to them. The closer you are to the source, the deeper the coverage. When you position yourself in intimate proximity to God through prayer, worship, and communion with His presence, you naturally come under a canopy of protection that nothing can penetrate. This is the hidden truth that transforms your entire spiritual journey. Protection isn't primarily about what you do. It's about where you dwell. Right now, you're being established in that secret place. Not temporarily, not just for this prayer, but as a permanent spiritual address. You're declaring yourself not exposed, not vulnerable, not uncovered. This mindset shift alone changes how you navigate every situation this week. You don't approach challenges wondering if you're protected. You walk into rooms knowing that divine coverage has already preceded you. But here's where it gets even more practical. Psalm 91 verse 3 promises deliverance from the fowler's snare and from the noisome pestilence. A fowler is someone who sets traps to catch birds. The imagery is perfect because it describes the hidden nature of certain attacks. These aren't obvious, loud, confrontational assaults. These are silent, subtle, strategic traps laid in your path, designed to catch you when you're not paying attention. Maybe it's a financial scheme that looks legitimate on the surface, but would devastate you if you fell for it. Maybe it's a relationship that seems beneficial, but would derail your destiny. Maybe it's an opportunity that appears amazing, but is actually a distraction from your true assignment. Right now, we're activating deliverance from every hidden trap, every silent attack, every scheme you never saw coming. Behind the scenes, divine intelligence is exposing what the enemy tried to keep concealed. Every covert operation is being dismantled before it can execute. If you sense God revealing hidden dangers to you right now, write in the comments, "My eyes are opened." Now, I want to go even deeper into one of the most critical areas where you need divine protection, your mind and decision-making process. You see, the enemy understands that if he can influence your thoughts, he can ultimately control your actions. If he can cloud your judgment, he can lead you into costly mistakes that set you back months or even years. That's why Psalm 91 verse 4 becomes so essential. It says, "He shall cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you shall take refuge." This isn't just about physical safety, it's about mental and emotional covering. Right now, divine covering is being applied to your mind. Your thought processes are being shielded from confusion, manipulation, and distortion. Your emotions are being protected from extreme swings that cloud your judgment. Your decision-making capacity is being enhanced with supernatural wisdom that goes beyond your natural understanding. This transformation in how you think and choose creates ripple effects throughout your entire week. When your mind is clear, everything else functions better. When your decisions are sound, the consequences work in your favor rather than against you. Here's the hidden truth about costly mistakes. They rarely happen because of obvious bad choices. They happen when your perception is slightly off, when you're seeing situations through a distorted lens, when emotions are driving decisions that should be made with clarity. That's why we're decreeing right now that costly mistakes will not be made this week. Not because you're perfect, but because divine guidance is protecting your thought processes and directing your choices toward outcomes that serve your purpose rather than derail it. But mental and emotional protection is only part of what you need. There's also the reality of spiritual attacks that come at different times with different strategies. Psalm 91 verse 5 addresses this directly. "You shall not be afraid of the terror by night, nor of the arrow that flies by day." Notice the distinction. Terror by night represents those attacks that come when you're most vulnerable, during sleep, in moments of rest, when your guard is down. These are the nightmares, the anxious thoughts at 3 a.m, the restless nights that leave you exhausted. Arrows by day represent the attacks that come during your waking hours, the sudden bad news, the unexpected conflicts, the ambushes that hit you when you're trying to be productive. Right now, we're enforcing complete protection from both categories. No nighttime attacks will disturb your peace or steal your rest. No daytime ambushes will catch you off guard or derail your progress. Every arrow fired against you, whether it's witchcraft, spoken curses, or evil projections from people who wish you harm, is being bound and rendered powerless. These arrows won't reach their target because divine covering intercepts them before they can cause damage. The impact of this protection on your overall peace and productivity cannot be overstated. If you're receiving this protection over your mind and your moments, type in the comments, "No weapon will prosper." Now, I want to go even deeper into a principle that will completely shift how you experience challenging seasons. It's found in Psalm 91 verse 7, and it's one of the most remarkable promises in all of Scripture. "1,000 may fall at your side, and 10,000 at your right hand, but it shall not come near you." Think about what this is actually saying. It's not promising that chaos won't exist around you. It's promising that you can be in proximity to chaos without participating in it. This is the hidden truth that transforms your entire perspective on difficult times. When you see people around you struggling financially, you don't have to assume you're next. When you hear about layoffs happening in your industry, you don't have to live in fear that you're about to lose your job. When sickness seems to be spreading everywhere, you don't have to accept it as inevitable for your household. You can be close enough to see the struggle, close enough to witness the difficulty, yet completely untouched by it. This is proximity without participation, and it's one of the most powerful forms of divine protection. Right now, we're establishing this reality over your week. Chaos may be visible around you. You might see confusion in your workplace, conflict in your community, or crisis in the world. But it will not enter your space. It will not affect your life. It will not derail your peace or interrupt your progress. This mindset shift alone changes how you navigate environments that feel unstable or uncertain. You're not constantly absorbing the anxiety and panic of those around you. You remain steady, anchored, and unshaken because you understand that your protection operates independently of surrounding circumstances. But there's another dimension to this that addresses something many believers struggle with: the desire to see justice when they've been wronged. Psalm 91 verses 8 and 9 speak directly to this. You will only observe with your eyes and see the reward of the wicked, but no evil shall befall you, because you have made the Lord your dwelling place. This is vindication without vengeance. You don't have to fight your own battles or orchestrate your own justice. God is fighting battles on your behalf that you don't even know about, working behind the scenes in ways you'll never fully see. Divine justice is being activated right now. Those who have spoken against you, schemed against you, or worked to undermine you will face consequences you didn't have to initiate. Vindication is coming not because you demanded it, but because covenant protection includes divine defense of your reputation and position. The impact of releasing this burden of self-defense is profound. You're free to focus on your purpose while God handles those who oppose it. If you're trusting God for vindication in situations where you've been wronged, write in the comments, "God is fighting for me." Now I want to go even deeper into something that reveals God's ultimate intention for your life. Psalm 91 verse 14 says, "Because he has set his love upon me, therefore I will deliver him. I will set him on high." This isn't just about protection from harm. This is about elevation while being protected. Most people think they have to choose between advancement and safety, between taking risks for promotion and staying in comfortable security. But divine protection actually enables elevation. You can rise without being exposed. You can advance without becoming vulnerable. You can receive promotion without experiencing backlash. Right now, we're decreeing elevation with protection over your life. Whatever promotion, advancement, or increase you've been believing for isn't going to make you a target. It's going to come with divine covering that shields you from the jealousy, opposition, and attacks that often accompany success. This is the hidden truth about kingdom advancement. When God elevates you, he simultaneously surrounds you with protection that neutralizes the backlash others might attempt. Your journey upward is secured by the same covenant that guards your current position. Complete preservation and untouchability are being established for this week. Not just survival, but thriving. Not just getting through, but breaking through with such divine covering that what would normally trigger opposition simply doesn't register in the spiritual realm. The transformation this creates in your confidence to pursue your calling is remarkable. You're no longer held back by fear of what might happen if you succeed. You move forward, knowing that elevation and protection are packaged together in the same promise. But to fully walk in this level of authority, we need to shift our understanding of spiritual warfare. Ephesians 6, verse 12, reveals something crucial. We do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this age, against spiritual hosts of wickedness in heavenly places. This changes everything about how we pray and engage in battle. We're not fighting people. We're not even primarily fighting circumstances. We're addressing systems, hierarchies, and organized spiritual forces that operate with strategy and intelligence. Right now, we're shifting from defense to dominion. This isn't passive protection, hoping nothing bad happens. This is aggressive authority taking control of the spiritual atmosphere and shutting down assignments before they can manifest. We're taking authority over every attack that has been assigned to this week. Plans drafted in darkness against your peace are being terminated. Strategies released against your focus are being dismantled. Schemes targeting your productivity are being exposed and canceled. Operations designed to halt your progress are being shut down completely. This behind-the-scenes spiritual warfare creates visible natural results. When you address the principalities and powers orchestrating attacks, you don't just stop one problem. You dismantle entire campaigns. If you're ready to operate in this level of spiritual authority, type in the comments, "I walk in dominion." Now, I want to go even deeper into the specific weapons we have access to in this spiritual warfare. Second, Corinthians 10 verses 4 and 5 reveal something powerful. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty in God, for pulling down strongholds, casting down arguments, and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God. Notice these weapons aren't natural or physical. They operate in a dimension where spiritual authority dismantles structures that seem immovable in the natural realm. Right now, we're activating these weapons to pull down specific strongholds that try to establish themselves at the beginning of every week. Confusion is being bound. That mental fog that makes simple decisions feel complicated. That uncertainty that paralyzes your productivity. That lack of clarity about what to do next. It's being dismantled right now. Delay is being bound. Every tactic designed to slow your momentum, postpone your breakthrough, or stall your progress is being shut down. Stagnation is being bound. That feeling of being stuck, of moving but not advancing, of working hard without seeing results, it's being broken off your life. Sabotage is being bound. This includes both external interference and self-sabotaging patterns. The hidden truth here is that some of the most effective attacks aren't coming from outside sources. They're internal thought patterns, habits, and behaviors that undermine your own success. But whether the sabotage is external or internal, it's being addressed and dismantled right now through the authority of declared prayer. We're also rebuking specific strategies the enemy uses to throw you off course. Distractions designed to waste your time and dilute your focus are being shut down. You'll have supernatural ability to distinguish between what deserves your attention and what's just noise. Emotional ambushes sent to throw you off balance are being canceled. You won't be derailed by sudden waves of discouragement, anger, or anxiety that seem to come out of nowhere. Sudden discouragement meant to drain your strength is being rebuked, and in its place, divine focus and supernatural discipline are being released over you. But here's where it gets even more powerful. Isaiah 54:17 doesn't just promise protection, it promises weapon malfunction. The verse says, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper." Weapons may be formed. The enemy will still try to create strategies and launch attacks, but they will malfunction. They won't work. Right now, we're decreeing that every weapon formed against you this week will fail at the point of execution. Plans drafted in secret meetings will collapse before implementation. Conversations designed to damage your reputation will fail to gain traction. Every backlash, every retaliation, every counterattack rebounds powerless back to the sender without affecting you. The impact of this level of warfare creates a transformation in your entire experience of the week. If you're experiencing this shift from defense to offense right now, write in the comments, "Every weapon is failing." Now, I want to go even deeper into something that affects more people than most realize: the cycle of repeated battles. Have you ever noticed how certain struggles seem to show up week after week, almost like they're programmed into your schedule? Monday frustration, midweek exhaustion, weekend anxiety about the coming week. These patterns aren't random. They're cycles that have been established through repeated experience, and they create expectation that perpetuates the same outcomes. Psalm 129 addresses this directly. "Many a time they have afflicted me from my youth, yet they have not prevailed against me." The psalmist is acknowledging repeated attacks while simultaneously declaring that none of them succeeded. Right now, we're pulling down every cycle of repeated battles in your life, patterns that have followed you from week to week, month to month, or even year to year are being broken. This week will not repeat last week's pain. This week will not mirror the stress and struggle of past seasons. The transformation happening in this moment is breaking you out of predictable patterns and establishing something new. Peace is being established where chaos used to reign. Progress is being established where stagnation used to dominate. Protection is being established where vulnerability used to leave you exposed. Victory is being established where defeat used to be expected. This isn't wishful thinking or positive affirmations. This is prophetic decree that interrupts cycles and creates new trajectories. The hidden truth here is that most people stay stuck not because they're powerless, but because they accept repetition as inevitable. Breaking that mindset is the first step toward experiencing different results. But there's another dimension of warfare that needs to be addressed directly, and many believers are uncomfortable even acknowledging it exists. We're talking about witchcraft operations. Spoken. Curses, evil altars, rituals, and incantations directed against God's people. Whether you personally believe in these things or not, the spiritual realm operates by its own rules, and ignoring these attacks doesn't make you immune to them. Isaiah 54:17 applies not just to natural weapons, but to spiritual ones as well. Right now, we're taking authority over every form of witchcraft operating against you, and this new week, manipulation designed to control your decisions is being bound. Spiritual interference meant to block your prayers is being dismantled. Divination, sorcery, enchantment, and spell work, regardless of the source or intensity, are being rebuked and rendered powerless. Every altar raised against your name, your family, your finances, or your future is collapsing right now. These aren't abstract concepts. There are real spiritual forces working behind the scenes to oppose kingdom advancement, and we're addressing them with direct authority. The impact of this level of spiritual warfare goes beyond what you can see or measure. If you're claiming freedom from every curse and witchcraft operation, type in the comments, "Every altar is falling." Now, I want to go even deeper into the foundation of your spiritual immunity. Numbers 23, verse 23, makes an extraordinary declaration. There is no sorcery against Jacob, nor any divination against Israel. Think about the implications of that statement. It's not saying that sorcery and divination don't exist, or that people won't attempt to use them against you. It's declaring that they have no power, no authority, no ability to affect those who are covered by covenant. You are untouchable by witchcraft when you understand your position in God. Right now, we're establishing complete immunity from every form of spiritual attack. Witchcraft has no landing place in your life. Spells cannot penetrate your covering. Hexes bounce off the shield of divine protection. Demonic programming designed to influence your thoughts, decisions, or behaviors is being deleted and overridden by kingdom programming. This transformation in your spiritual identity changes everything about how enemy forces attempt to engage you. When they realize their weapons don't work, they eventually stop wasting resources on failed attacks. But we're going further. Psalm 64 describes wicked people who bend their bows and aim bitter arrows in secret. But verse 7 declares that God shoots back at them suddenly with his own arrow. Right now, every evil arrow fired against you, whether by day or by night, whether you're aware of it or not, is misfiring. These arrows are losing direction mid-flight. They're returning void, producing zero impact, creating no damage. The hidden truth here is that most spiritual attacks fail not because you actively blocked them, but because covenant immunity automatically neutralizes them before they reach you. Now here's something most believers never consider. There are monitoring spirits assigned to track your movements, study your patterns, and report your progress back to higher-ranking demonic entities. This isn't paranoia or conspiracy thinking. This is biblical reality. The enemy operates with intelligence gathering just like any military operation. But right now, we're taking authority over every monitoring spirit assigned to you. According to 2 Kings chapter 6, when the enemy surrounded Elisha, the Lord struck them with blindness. We're decreeing that same spiritual blindness over every watcher assigned to surveil your life. They can't see what you're doing. They can't track where you're going. They can't report what they don't perceive. Your destiny is being encrypted, hidden from enemy intelligence. Your pathways are being concealed so that strategies formed against you are based on outdated or incorrect information. Divine concealment is activated against all enemy surveillance operations. The impact of this goes beyond protection. It creates strategic advantage because your adversaries are operating blind. If you're claiming this divine concealment over your life and plans, write in the comments, "My destiny is encrypted." Now, I want to go even deeper into a reality that many people don't realize is affecting their lives. There are evil altars, spiritual platforms where negative declarations are being made against your name, your bloodline, your finances, and your future. These aren't physical structures you can see with natural eyes. They're spiritual establishments where curses are pronounced, limitations are spoken, and boundaries are set against your advancement. But here's the hidden truth. Just because an altar has been raised doesn't mean it has to remain standing. Right now, we're pulling down every evil altar speaking against you. Altars that have been maintained through generational patterns are collapsing. Platforms where witchcraft practitioners make pronouncements against kingdom advancement are being dismantled. Isaiah 10 verse 27 gives us the key. The yoke will be destroyed because of the anointing. It's not your effort that breaks these yokes. It's the anointing of God that shatters them completely. Yokes that have restricted your progress are being broken right now. Cords that have bound you to limitation are being snapped. Agreements made in darkness, whether you participated knowingly or they were established without your consent, are being canceled and rendered null and void. Your spirit is being sealed with the blood of Jesus. This creates an impenetrable covering that no demonic force can breach. The transformation this creates is profound because you're being released from restrictions you may not have even known existed. Things that felt like natural limitations were actually spiritual boundaries imposed through these altars, and they're being removed right now. But even with external altars demolished, there's an internal battlefield that requires attention: your mind. 2 Corinthians 10 verse 5 tells us to cast down imaginations and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, bringing every thought into captivity. Your mind is where many of the fiercest battles are fought. Negative imaginations that play disaster scenarios on repeat, failure thoughts that convince you breakthrough will never come, mental strongholds built brick by brick through fear, trauma, disappointment, or past losses. These internal structures can be just as imprisoning as any external attack. Right now, we're applying demolition power to your thought life. Every negative imagination is being pulled down. These aren't just pessimistic thoughts. They're structured belief systems that have convinced you certain outcomes are inevitable, certain doors are permanently closed, certain dreams are impossible. Those mental frameworks are being dismantled. Failure thoughts that whisper you're not qualified, not worthy, not capable are being silenced and replaced with kingdom declarations of who you really are. Mental strongholds built over years through traumatic experiences, repeated disappointments, or accumulated losses are being demolished in this moment. Your mind is being aligned with heaven's perspective. Your thoughts are being brought under divine authority. If you're experiencing this mental liberation right now, type in the comments, "My mind is free." Now, I want to go even deeper into a specific mental battle that sabotages more breakthroughs than almost any external attack: double-mindedness. James chapter 1 tells us that a double-minded person is unstable in all their ways. Think about what that means. It's not just occasional indecision. It's a pattern of instability that affects every area of life. One moment you're confident in a decision, the next you're second-guessing everything. One day you're clear on your direction, the next you're paralyzed by doubt. This internal war creates more delay than any external obstacle ever could. Right now, we're binding the spirit of overthinking. That mental loop that replays the same scenarios endlessly without ever reaching resolution is being shut down. Mental fatigue that comes not from productive work, but from exhausting internal debates is being broken off your life. Double-mindedness, confusion, and indecision are being bound according to James chapter 1. The transformation happening in this moment is profound. Because clarity isn't just helpful, it's essential for forward movement. Stability is being established in your thinking. Your thoughts won't swing wildly from optimism to despair and back again. Precision is being released in your decisions. You'll know what to choose and when to choose it without the torturous process of endless deliberation. Confidence is being restored in your direction. You'll move forward with certainty even when you don't have every detail figured out. And Isaiah 26 verse 3 promises perfect peace to those whose minds are stayed on God. That perfect peace is being activated right now, creating a stillness in your thought life that makes hearing divine guidance so much clearer. But mental clarity alone isn't enough if you struggle with follow-through. This is where we address another hidden enemy, the pattern of starting strong but finishing weak. How many projects have you begun with enthusiasm only to abandon them halfway through? How many goals have you set with conviction only to let them fade into forgotten New Year's resolutions? This isn't a character flaw. It's a spiritual attack pattern called self-sabotage. Right now, we're pulling down cycles of self-sabotage that have derailed your progress in the past. Delay habits that convince you to start tomorrow instead of today are being broken. Procrastination patterns that steal momentum and kill projects before they mature are being dismantled. Philippians 1 verse 6 declares that he who began a good work in you will complete it. We're claiming that promise right now. Completion power is being released over everything you start this week. You will finish what you begin. Supernatural energy and laser focus are being activated so that your follow-through matches your initial enthusiasm. If you're breaking free from double-mindedness and claiming completion power, write in the comments, "I finish what I start." Now, I want to go even deeper into something that holds more believers captive than any external attack: inner criticism and self-condemnation. You can have victory over every demonic force, protection from every scheme, and still be completely paralyzed by your own internal voice telling you you're not enough. You've failed too many times. You don't deserve breakthrough. This is perhaps the most effective weapon the enemy uses because it comes from inside, making you your own worst adversary. Romans 8 verse 1 declares something revolutionary. There is therefore now no condemnation to those who are in Christ Jesus. This isn't just theological doctrine. This is practical liberation from the constant voice of accusation that replays your mistakes, magnifies your failures, and convinces you that your past disqualifies your future. Right now, we're silencing every voice of inner criticism. That relentless commentary that judges every decision, questions every choice, and finds fault in everything you do is being shut down. Doubt that whispers you're not qualified is being muted. Fear of failure that paralyzes you before you even begin is being canceled. Freedom from guilt is being proclaimed over your life. You're not defined by what you did wrong yesterday, last month, or 10 years ago. Shame that has kept you hiding, playing small, and disqualifying yourself from opportunities is being broken off. Self-accusation that keeps you in a perpetual state of internal trial is being silenced by the verdict that's already been rendered, not guilty. The transformation this creates in your boldness and confidence is remarkable. When you're free from condemnation, you move differently, you speak differently, you pursue opportunities you would have previously avoided. And here's the hidden truth that elevates this even further. The mind of Christ is being released over you right now. This isn't just positive thinking or human wisdom. This is supernatural intelligence that gives you wisdom beyond your experience and strategy beyond your natural logic. You'll navigate situations with insight you didn't study for. You'll make decisions with clarity that defies your limited information. You'll solve problems with creativity that surprises even you. But mental liberation needs to be coupled with physical reinforcement. That's where angelic enforcement comes in. Psalm 103 verse 20 describes angels who excel in strength, who do God's word, heeding the voice of His word. Right now, by the authority of declared prayer, angels are being dispatched. These aren't passive observers. They're active enforcers assigned to guard your path, defend your position, intervene in dangerous situations, and redirect threats before they ever reach you. Throughout this entire week, angelic beings are on assignment specifically for you. If you're receiving this freedom from condemnation and angelic protection, type in the comments, "Angels are assigned to me." Now, I want to go even deeper into the comprehensive nature of angelic coverage being activated over your life. This isn't partial protection with vulnerable gaps. This is complete 360-degree coverage with no blind spots and no exposed areas. Angels are being positioned at your front, clearing the path ahead and preparing the way. Angels are stationed at your rear, ensuring nothing from your past catches up to ambush you. Angels are deployed to your left and right, creating a protective corridor through which you walk. Angels are above you, watching from elevated vantage points that see what's coming before it arrives. Angels are beneath you, ensuring every step you take is on solid ground. This comprehensive positioning creates something remarkable: complete situational awareness in the spiritual realm that translates to supernatural protection in the natural. Angels are actively rerouting accidents before they happen. You'll take a different route or leave at a different time without consciously knowing you just avoided a collision. Angels are blocking collisions that were trajectory-bound to occur, creating inexplicable near misses that you'll attribute to luck but are actually divine intervention. Angels are canceling delays that would have cost you critical opportunities, ensuring you arrive at the right place at precisely the right moment. But here's the hidden truth that goes beyond physical protection. Angels are speaking wisdom into decision moments. Have you ever had a sudden insight just before making a choice that would have been disastrous? That's not coincidence. That's angelic intelligence being downloaded into your consciousness. Daniel chapter 6 shows us that God shut the mouths of lions when Daniel was thrown into their den. Right now, every threatening situation, every hostile environment, every dangerous opposition is having its mouth shut by angelic authority. The threats may still exist, but they're rendered powerless to harm you. The transformation this creates in your confidence is remarkable. You're not walking through life constantly worried about what might go wrong. You're moving with assurance that unseen forces are working behind the scenes on your behalf. But angelic protection also works in another dimension, exposing what's hidden. Psalm 64 describes wicked people who sharpen their tongues like swords and shoot bitter arrows in secret. But verse 7 declares that God shoots at them with an arrow suddenly, and they are wounded. Right now, every hidden hand working against you is being exposed. Secret plans being drafted in darkness are being dismantled before execution. Unseen adversaries operating behind the scenes are being neutralized and rendered ineffective. These enemies who thought they could attack from concealment are discovering they're completely visible to heaven's surveillance. If you're claiming this comprehensive angelic coverage, write in the comments, "I am completely covered." Now, I want to go even deeper into what happens when spiritual warfare clears the atmosphere and angelic protection is in place. This creates the conditions for something extraordinary: open heavens. Malachi 3 verse 10 contains one of the most powerful promises in Scripture. "Bring all the tithes into the storehouse, that there may be food in my house, and try me now in this, says the Lord of hosts. If I will not open for you the windows of heaven and pour out for you such blessing that there will not be room enough to receive it." Think about what open heavens actually means. It's not just occasional answered prayers or sporadic breakthrough. It's continuous, uninterrupted access between you and God, where miracle flow becomes your normal experience rather than rare exception. Right now, we're activating this promise over your life. Closed atmospheres that have blocked your prayers from reaching heaven are being shattered. Spiritual dryness that made your faith feel ineffective is being broken. Prayer resistance that caused you to wonder if God was even listening is being demolished. The transformation happening in this moment creates a direct channel between your position and heaven's resources. Uninterrupted access is being established right now. Your prayers don't bounce off closed ceilings anymore. Your declarations reach their destination with immediate impact. And here's the hidden truth about open heavens. When they open, miracle flow doesn't just trickle down. It pours. Miracle flow is being released over your finances, turning lack into abundance and scarcity into overflow. Miracle flow is activating over your work, creating opportunities, promotions, and favor that defy natural explanation. Miracle flow is moving across your health, bringing restoration and strength where there was weakness. Miracle flow is energizing your assignments, giving you supernatural ability to accomplish what seemed impossible. But let's get specific about one area where most people desperately need breakthrough: finances. Philippians 4 verse 19 declares, "My God shall supply all your need according to his riches in glory by Christ Jesus." Notice it doesn't say some of your needs or most of your needs. All your needs. Right now, we're enforcing that promise with authority. Prosperity with purpose is being decreed over your life. Provision with peace is being established. Supply without sorrow is being activated. Financial pressure trying to suffocate you this week is being rebuked. Shortage that creates anxiety is being canceled. Insufficiency that keeps you in survival mode is being broken. Money is being commanded to locate you. Resources you need are being commanded to respond to you. Provision is being commanded to recognize your name and find its way into your hands through expected and unexpected channels. If you're claiming open heavens and financial breakthrough, type in the comments, "Provision is finding me." Now, I want to go even deeper into what happens when financial provision flows under open heavens. It doesn't come alone. It comes accompanied by favor and acceleration. Psalm 5 verse 12 reveals that the Lord blesses the righteous and surrounds them with favor as with a shield. This isn't favor that shows up occasionally. This is favor surrounding you throughout the entire week, like an impenetrable force field that creates advantage in every situation. Right now, closed doors that have resisted every effort to open are swinging wide. Revelation 3 verse 8 declares, "See, I have set before you an open door, and no one can shut it." Doors of opportunity, doors of provision, doors of connection, they're opening now. Stagnation that kept you stuck in the same position for months or years is breaking. Movement is replacing motionless waiting. Acceleration is manifesting in approvals that were delayed, decisions that were postponed, processes that were dragging. What should have taken months is condensing into days. What was stuck is suddenly flowing. Isaiah 60 verse 22 promises that a little one shall become 1,000 and a small one a strong nation, and the Lord will hasten it in its time. Sudden expansion is being decreed over your life. Rapid increase that defies natural growth patterns is being activated. The transformation from gradual progress to explosive breakthrough is happening behind the scenes right now, and you're about to see the visible manifestation of what heaven has been preparing. But all of this, the protection, the breakthrough, the favor, the provision, the acceleration, needs to be sealed so it can't be reversed or stolen. This is where we establish covenant authority over the entire week. Matthew 18 verse 19 declares that if two agree on earth concerning anything they ask, it will be done by the Father in heaven. Right now, through our collective agreement in this prayer, the entire week from Wednesday through next Tuesday is being sealed under divine protection, supernatural favor, continuous provision, and guaranteed victory. We're decreeing no rollback of blessings. What God releases this week stays released. No reversal of progress. The ground you gain this week won't be lost. No leakage of favor. The advantage you receive doesn't drain away. Psalm 91 is activated over every day. Isaiah 54:17 is enforced over every situation. Deuteronomy 28 is established over every area. Job 22:28 is decreed. You shall declare a thing, and it shall be established. The impact of this comprehensive sealing creates a week unlike any you've experienced before. If you're sealing this week under divine authority, write in the comments, "This week is sealed." If you've made it all the way to this moment with me, you've just participated in something far more powerful than a casual prayer. You've engaged in atomic warfare prayer that has shifted the spiritual atmosphere. Over your entire week, the declarations we've made together aren't just words that evaporated into the air. They're covenant agreements that heaven is already responding to. I want you to do something for me right now. If you stayed with me through this entire prayer journey, go down to the comments and write, "This week belongs to me." When you type that out, you're not just leaving a comment, You're making a final declaration of ownership over what we've just established together. And honestly, when I see those comments, it reminds me why I create these videos. Because there are people like you who are serious about their spiritual authority and refuse to settle for powerless religion. If this is your first time here, let me just say you've stumbled onto something that could completely transform how you approach every week of your life. We do this regularly. Atomic prayer, breakthrough declarations, warfare strategies that actually work. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button because you don't want to miss when we do this again. This isn't entertainment, this is equipping. And the people who stick with this channel consistently tell me their lives look completely different 6 months in. And listen, if this prayer resonated with you, if you felt the shift happening as we went through each section, just hit that like button. It's a small thing, but it helps more people find content like this when they're searching for real spiritual power instead of religious platitudes. Now, there's a video right here that takes what we just established and goes even deeper into maintaining breakthrough once you receive it. Because getting the victory is one thing, but keeping it is another conversation entirely. Click and continue with me over there, and let's make sure this week doesn't just start strong, but finishes even stronger.